Hello, my name is Keany Ottenwalder, and today I'll be discussing the strength assessment that my client underwent. Based on the information my client gave me regarding his goals, we decided to perform the 3 to 5 rep max bench press assessment. The 3 to 5 rep max bench press assessment is a strength test used to find out how much weight an individual can lift for 3 to 5 repetitions. Muscular strength is the maximal force or tension level that can be produced by a muscle group. Therefore, this test is testing the strength or the maximal force or tension that this individual can produce with bench pressing. When it comes to strength tests, it is very important to make sure that your client has a basic understanding of the technique of the movement. This is so that they can prevent any potential injuries from occurring. And it is important to familiarize your client with any test that they are taking prior. That way the results are as accurate as possible. Safety is very important when it comes to strength tests. The last thing we want is for our client to get injured during an assessment prior to us even creating the training program for them. So it's very important to share with your client the safety rules that go along with the strength assessment, such as for bench press, it's use weight clamps, always have a spotter with you, and do not go heavy right away. It is important to warm up prior to any strength test to also prevent any injuries from occurring. For the bench press assessment, doing just 5 to 10 minutes of moderate intensity cardio will get the body warm and the blood pumping through the body. We also did dynamic stretching, joint mobility, and activation exercises of the muscle. We did this because it will reinforce the mind-muscle connection by activating your nervous system and the muscles. Lastly, starting off with some light sets of bench press prior to getting into heavier sets will prepare the client to execute the exercise better. To conduct the bench press assessment, have the client start off with a light weight that is about 50% of their predicted 1 rep max. They should be able to complete about 6 to 10 repetitions. If it is over 10, add about 10 to 20 pounds until they are only able to complete 10 and under. Then continue to slowly increase the weight until they are struggling to get 3 to 5 repetitions. Signs of struggling include decreased speed in pushing the weight up, shaking of the muscles and arms, sweating, facial expressions that express any pain or any effort, as well as failing their lifts. I will now show a demonstration of this test on my own client named Alex. I had sent this PowerPoint to him prior so he could get a good understanding of what we were testing today, and if he had any further questions he could ask. He said he did not have any questions, so we continued on. Alex used to be a D1 football player, so he has a pretty good gauge at how much he could already bench, and his technique was already pretty solid, so there was no need for me to give him any further explanation on. The very first thing I had Alex do was a quick 5 to 10 minute cardio warm up on the bike to get his heart rate up, body warm, and blood pumping through his body. The next thing we did was I had him do some dynamic stretching, joint mobility, and activation exercises using a resistance band to get his mind and muscle connection firing up. We did about 3 sets of 10 for each exercise shown. Once he was all done warming up, I had him do a light set of bench press and told him to do around 6 to 10 reps to get the body used to executing the exercise prior to jumping into lifting heavy. And I made sure he was following all the safety precautions such as using weight clamps and making sure hand placement is equally distributed on the bar and that he had a spotter. Since he is already used to benching heavy, I asked him what he would consider to be a moderate to light weight for benching. And we decided on starting at 225. And he was able to do this for about 13 repetitions of the weight. So we decided to increase by adding 25 plates to both sides of the bar, coming to a total of 275 pounds. Once we added the 225 plates onto the bar, he was able to complete a total of 4 repetitions with that weight, so we decided to conclude the test as he had reached the range between 3 and 5 repetitions. So what do the results mean? Well, if a person completes 3 to 5 reps on the bench press, we can estimate that they are about 89% to 94% of their 1 rep max. We can then use this information to create a training program based on their goals and where they want their numbers to be at, whether it comes to strength, hypertrophy, or endurance training. Thank you for listening. Have a good one.